That was the lob. I guess another lob pass. Alright, so let's analyze this clip real quick and then let's go to the next one. Kinda is aiming at the top right, then putting the bend on it. Watch it again. He's using the push mechanic here. You saw that? That's the push mechanic. This person is already aiming at the left side of the goal. The ball here, control. And then again, there we go. He shoots the ball behind in a lob format. This one is really interesting. Push mechanic, and that's just quickly releasing the ball and we'll see what happened. This person is literally shooting the ball with a bend on it. There. So you can actually use shooting as a hard cross mechanic. This defense is effortless right there. I hope it's gonna be more difficult. Yeah. Hello guys, me Fluffy here, and I actually wanted to talk about this topic for a while now. ReMatch is launching its first beta launch in March, which is coming up real soon, and I really want to talk about this game because I feel like this game is going to be revolutionary in what it's trying to do, what's it trying to accomplish with the way the game works, the mechanics, and how it's portraying one of my favorite sports in video game format. Now we all know FIFA has been ruling the market with other games trying to do what they're doing but not really succeeding and having their niche. But this game is doing something that we have not seen before with this quality and this studio behind it. Now the studio behind this game is the same studio that's behind Sifu, which has its own style, mechanics, but the main important thing to take away from this is it's a known development studio that have proven themselves, that know what they're doing, that can work as a team. So this game does have a lot of solid ground to stand on, which is why I am so hyped for it, and you should too. Now, beta access is only limited to the first come, first serve. So if you have not yet signed up to receive a beta invitation, I do encourage you to go to their site, which is playrematch.com, and sign up for a potential beta invite in March. Now, the game has already released a trailer, which, you know, it should get you hyped if you haven't watched it yet, but it has also released a new few videos that go in depth of the shooting mechanics, passing mechanics, and a little bit as the flow of gameplay as well. And I thought we should watch these new clips, analyze them, and, you know, get ourselves more hyped for the game release. So let's start by watching the shooting mechanic clip, which is only 20 seconds. It's not that much, but in 20 seconds we can get a small grip of what's to come. Alright, so there's a backspin. Alright, so you're able to put spins on the ball, which, yeah, I mean, that already increases the dynamic. But let's roll it back a little bit here. So the first shot he does is just a straight shot, nothing special. So it's a high power shot, it goes straight. There's no effect on it, so, I mean, it's really easy to read a shot like this. I feel like it's really interesting. You can also see where the ball drops. So I've seen this one before where you have an indicator of where the ball drops. You don't actually have to guess where it will hit the ground. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I think for the game that it's going for, I think, you know, once I get my hands on it, it will make more sense. But right now, I think, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But it's really interesting. I'm not sure yet how we are gonna be able to put these effects on it. Now I do see a dot here on the aim circle. This might be where you move your mouse once you clicked. Now I'm still thinking how I want to play this. Do I want to play this with keyboard and mouse or with controller? I'm not sure if we are only going to be restricted to controller. But because aiming is so much easier with the mouse, I hope we will be able to play it with keyboard and mouse. But then again, movement will be easier with controller, I think. So you have the high power backspin. And then this one, there you go. So you put the curve on the ball like this. I see the dots move a little bit more to the right here. So I do think that this is how you actually see what effect you put on the ball. So you want the ball to curve to the right. You aim your right stick or something, I don't know, to the right for a high power curve shot. This, of course, Yeah, so you see the power, I think, you put into it. So the power is seen in the circle. Let's roll it back here for a second. There's a full high power shot. There's the more the circle fills, the harder your shot is. And then this is how you aim. So now I'm actually questioning that how important is aiming, because you can see right here he's aiming at the middle of the goal. He's not even aiming at the top corner, which is actually kind of concerning me a little bit, because that means that aim is not that important. It's important that you put the right curve on it. So the strength of the curve is determined by, yeah, your input here. As you can see, he aimed at the middle of the goal, but he curves it to the left, and that makes the ball go more to the left. Of course, it's not in the corner, but it's more to the left there. Again, full power shot, high power top spin. Now I'm thinking, is this where you hit the ball? Because no, that can't be, because if you hit the ball here, it won't move there. Yeah, okay, no, it's not where you hit the ball, it's how you want the ball to spin. So if you aim down right, you make the ball spin down right. That's quite interesting, actually. Now, this will be really interesting now that I do have something to say about the mechanics. I think I did read something like how they actually work. Hi all, we're starting a feature presentation series of posting to share more details about the game's mechanics and features. In ReMatch, there are a few different ways to release the ball when in possession. Today, we'll focus on one of them, the shooting mechanics. This is a versatile tool that requires solid skill to master completely. It can be used to score, but also to make long and precise passes. This mechanic has already been analyzed by the community based on the videos we've released. But this post should help confirm the details of the important features. So the input, this is the input I was talking about, but they're talking inputs with the controller right now. I don't see anything talking about a mouse input, so this kind of concerns me that the game will only be playable with controller, but let's read into it. Shots are performed by pressing the RT or R2 right trigger. Alright, so basically sprinting, I think it's sprinting, yeah. I think sprinting in FIFA is like shooting in this game, which is interesting. The ball is kicked towards the crosshair. There we go. So you shoot towards the circle, and this is where you can control the power of your shot. So this is where you control the power and the spin of the ball. You can control the power of your shot. The longer the input is pressed, the more powerful the shot, which is what we've analyzed in the video as well. You can release your shot faster by releasing the trigger earlier or pressing it lightly. I mean, of course. The shot won't be as powerful, but it can make all the difference when the defender is about to tackle. I mean, yeah, when the defender is tackling and your power is low, of course the ball will go over the ground, I assume. So of course the defender will be able to tackle you and stop the shot. Currently, the ball is shot approximately 140 kilometers an hour at max power and slows down progressively due to air resistance. Aerodynamics. The current max buildup is 32 frames plus 5 frames of freeze frame, which makes a total of 0.62 seconds before the ball is fired. Shoot is a strong commitment. You need to have some space before placing a powerful shot. Okay, so what they're saying here is if you want to go for a powerful shot, you can't just do a powerful shot when you're under pressure by a defender, which I really like here. That adds a little bit more of tactical awareness. This doesn't just make this game spammable, and this gives more leeway to the defenders to actually analyze what the player is doing and to step in for a defensive move if you see the player actually go for a shot. So I do really like the explanation here. All these parameters are subject to change before the beta. Before the beta, all these parameters are subject to change before the beta, and even more so after the beta, once we get feedback from players. In any case, all updates and gameplay parameters will be shared once we start releasing patch notes. Alright, so the things we're talking about here are subject to change, so the kilometers, the speed and everything, they will of course change this where necessary. Now, I do really want to have a feel for the game so I can give my inputs, but I already like the direction this is going and the thing they're saying here, because they're saying that we want to put emphasis on tactical play, we want the players to think about what they're doing and give the defenders a chance as well, because I feel like attackers will have all the power with the movement that you can do and everything, and I feel like, yeah, the defense, if played correct, give you an advantage. Like if I see the guy go for a shot and I'm near him I mean, I should be able to step in and prevent him from doing a long range shot and get an easy goal. But as an attacker, I'm not sure. I'm just brainstorming here. You should kind of be able to fake the shot as well to bait in the defender. Of course, the animations need to be clear because as a defender, I mean, of course, you still need to have a chance. But these are all things that can be thought about. Now, R2, or RT, of course, to shoot is interesting. But then again, it is shooting in first-person games. So maybe it does make sense. I need to get the game on my hands to be really sure about this. For now, all sounds fine. The Magnus effect. Once the shoot input is given and the shot is built up, your character maintains their momentum until the ball is actually kicked. So basically saying that if you're running and you click the shoot button, your guy is still moving forward, which makes sense. You can't just stop. So yeah, I mean, this makes sense. During this time, you can use your movement stick, left stick or gamepad, to put a spin on the ball. All right, so there we go. This is actually what I thought was going to be possible, which will impact the ball trajectory through the Magnus effect. So Magnus effect is basically, yeah, the spin you put on the ball. And this is what I was thinking, like the moment you press the shoot button, this is where you move your, I mean, I thought the right stick would be, you know, interesting as well, but left stick makes more sense. This is your movement input. When you're moving to the right, let's say, and you press shoot, your guy will keep moving towards the right. And then you have a small window to make a movement input to put spin on the ball. So let's say you want to put a top left, you want the ball to spin to the top left. When you fire, you hold the movement stick to the left after you've pressed the shoot button. And this is where this little circle comes in on the reticle that we've seen. And this is where put the spin on your shot and the ball will fly up into the left corner. This means that you have to not only aim at the goal at the right position, but also think before you shoot. Because if you aim to the top left corner and then put spin on it, you will spin the ball away from the goal. Let's say there's a guy crossing a ball towards you. You have to immediately know what to do. Am I gonna put a spin on it? Am I just gonna shoot straight? I mean, this is quite interesting. There's a lot of thought process going on, and I like this. I like the option, but it's also kind of confusing in a way once you begin playing the game. A left or right input will make the ball curve to the side, a down input makes the ball drop quicker, and a top input will make the ball more floaty, sending it further away. Spins can be mixed together to precisely control the ball's trajectory. Alright, so this is just all what I've talked about already. The ball will also curve differently depending on the shot power. With a lower power shot, the spin is stronger. Oh, wait, a lower power shot? What? Allowing the player to perform a subtle shot, which can be effective at tight angles and harder to predict for opposing defenders. Now, I have not seen an inside foot shot yet, but what I'm reading here, it sounds like they're trying to get there. So you put less power on your shot, but less power means more control, means more bend on the ball. This is the same as in real life. If you put your the shoe right through the ball, of course you can put spin on it, but it's less controlled. But with the inside foot, you can put less power on the shot, but you have way more control. And this is where they're trying to go for here. Now, I have not seen an animation yet where they use an inside foot shot, but I really want this in the game. This is, I mean, I'm a type of player that likes positioning more than power. So I like to position and curl my ball as hard as possible, as difficult as possible to reach for the keeper. I like what they're saying here, and I wish they can convert this in animations as well. But this all sounds really nice. This you have so much options. But the gameplay is fast, so all these options, you need to think about all of this in milliseconds, which is nice because that's how football in real life is as well. Of course, if you watch football, you don't see the thought process, obviously, but in real life, you have a lot of options as well, especially when you're 1v1 with a keeper in a position where it's expected of you to score. You have so much options that most of the time, Having those options is the reason that you fail. And I like this. I like that you have this many options. This makes people that are experienced and resistant to stress are likely more to score, which I like. Deflections and deviations. When the ball has just been shot at full power, it will bounce off opposing players when hitting them, instead of being controlled like a regular moving ball. Ball for shots can't be easily controlled. More information will be shared on this when we discuss defense stance and defensive moves. Any questions on the shoot mechanic, please shoot them in the Reddit post. I like the in-depth here, how they talk about it, and I am also liking the way they're going here. This is really promising, really nice. Now, we have seen the shooting mechanics. Now let's take a deeper look at the tap mechanic. I think the tap mechanic is the passing. Okay, maybe it's not passing, but let's just watch the video and see what they mean with the tap mechanic here. Yeah, so this is where you actually get a line. Okay, so this is not... And there you go, you can see where the ball lands. And stops rolling as well. Okay, alright. So we actually got a lot of information in just 20 seconds here. So let's start off by looking at the way this mechanic looks. And it looks like, as I was saying before, this is how you are going to, in my opinion, pass the ball. Now we're probably going to read more about this, but this, I will read how you use this, because how is it going to compare to shooting? Because I believe this is going to be the A or X inputs on your controller, I think, which is going to be the same as in FIFA, which is just over the ground. Now, I don't know how you're going to input the speed and power of this. I also like that you can use the outside of the playing field as a way to, of course, dribble past players and use your imagination and be more creative on the field, which is the same as street football. I mean, which this is, it's a 5v5, it's not a full field. Now I hope in the future they will actually add bigger fields. I mean, as an event or something, I don't know, but let's focus on 5v5 for now, which is, you know, good. This is good that they focus on this. There, you also have the lob. I think this is like the circle maybe, or the square on your controller. You can actually pass the ball in the goal, which, yeah, high power. So you see high power, it goes off the ground because he puts a lot of power in it. And it can actually be used as a way to score. He does the inside foot here, but of course, no bending on it or anything. Yeah, this could be used as a low corner, yeah, goal. Now, of course, if you can't stop that as a keeper, I don't know what to tell you. If you can't stop that slow shot, but yeah. There, I've seen harder shots that get crossed across the field. These are just quick lobs. Yeah, you can use that to outplay your opponents. Now, do I like this? Do I like the fact that you just know where the ball is gonna stop? I am not sure. I feel this could be something that they could just get rid of, because it's a skill ceiling that you're just deleting right there. I feel like it's a skill to interpret where the ball's gonna stop. And so, because like now a player can just run towards this position right here. But if this wasn't here, this player might think the ball is gonna stop here and start moving like this, which he overshoots the direction of the ball, and then maybe another player behind him can walk in here because he can interpret the ball movement better. And I'm not sure how I feel about this. I actually don't like it so far. So let's read into this. This is just the passing mechanic. We've discussed shoot in the previous feature post. Let's talk about another powerful way to release the ball when in possession, the tap mechanic. Input. As a reminder, with shoot, the ball is aimed towards the crosshair at the center of the screen. You aim your shot by controlling the camera. The tap is different. You aim by using the directional input, the left stick on the gamepad, so your movement input. So you can shoot the ball 360 around you. Press X, so there we go, PC, Xbox, or square, yeah, square, to tap the ball in that direction. You can hold the input longer for extra power. Tap is fast, yeah, of course. Tap is a fast way to hit the ball that still packs a lot of punch. Tap is a great tool to pass the ball, like I already thought it was. But it can also be used to score, as we've seen, especially when you're inside the penalty area. Yeah, so it's a nice way to actually score the ball in the bottom left or right corner of the goal, or if the goalkeeper is coming out like fast. Why you coming fast? You can lop it over him and just score like that. The metrics. Currently, the tap speed at maximum power of 105 kilometers an hour. This is all subject to change. It then slows down progressively due to both air resistance and ground resistance. The current max buildup is 24 frames. This is all not really important. Plus 3 frames of freeze frame, which makes a total of 0 before the ball. The minimal buildup is 16 frames, including freeze frames. This is significantly shorter than the lowest power shot. Alright, so it's just faster than shooting. It's encouraging you to actually pass the ball more than shoot, making the tap a useful tool to move the ball when an opponent is in tackling range, like I've already discussed. You know, defenders will be able to put pressure on you, and giving these tools to the attacker gives you more opportunities to not get attacked and lose the ball. Again, all these parameters are purely indicative for now. Small changes can be significant ones, of course, and we will be monitoring game dynamics closely during beta to finalize the balancing. Yeah, this is going to be this is gonna be difficult to balance, of course. That's why we get a beta. Lob modifiers. Yeah, we've seen modifiers. The default tap is fired close to the ground, as we've seen before, but we've also seen a lob one. It is, however, possible to raise the ball in the air by holding. Alright, so it's not a different key, it's the same key, but we have a modifier by holding RB or R1. So that's the button above the shoot button while pressing the tap input. This creates a lob tap that goes in the air, and this is essential if you need to go above a defender standing between you and a teammate. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about this. This can be very cheap to exploit, but we will go into this once the beta comes out. Currently, lob tap speed at max power is 108 km an hour. The ball reaches its apex height of 4 meters in 0.6 seconds and touches the ground 28 meters away from the player. The max build-up duration is 24 frames, like the regular tap. Tap is impacted by movement speed. A tap performed while jogging will not be as powerful as a tap performed while sprinting. Okay, so movement actually has a direct impact on this mechanic. The direction also matters. Tapping backwards is not as powerful as tapping forward, which makes sense. Controlling your dynamic speed direction is key to mastering tap completely. Alright, so yes, you will have restrictions in means of your body position, but this all makes sense, I think. I mean, this is just logical. I think that you shouldn't be able to lob the ball as far and hard backwards, but you can still do it though. This is an important thing to know, you can still do it. Basic tap is sometimes too powerful for certain situations. You can reduce the power of the tap by using the short tap. Okay, here we are. We have 2 taps. We have the hard tap, which is the normal tap, I think, which is the square. And then we have the normal slash slow slash not so hard short tap, which is the normal pass button on FIFA. And then we have another modifier, cross plus square on PS5 to perform a short tap. Wait, hold on, cross plus square. Whoa. Alright, that's, I don't like this. You have to press these buttons simultaneously to do a short pass. So cross and square on PlayStation 5 to perform a short tap and avoid sending the ball too far or too fast. This can be combined with lob to create a lob short tap, which is the RB, then A and X. I don't like it that we have to press these 2 buttons together, because that can, of course, translate to not having the right input because you press the A and X a little bit nearly close enough to each other. I don't like this. I also don't like why it has to be together. That means that A on its own will have obviously a different mechanic, or X on the PlayStation. If pressing A and X does a short tap, what does just pressing A do? Here we go. This is used for another core mechanic, which is the most subtle way to release the ball, but remains absolutely critical, the push ball. That will be the focus of our next post. Oh, that's gonna be interesting here. I will be looking into this once it comes out, but for now there are no posts as far as I know. Quite interesting how they have so many modifiers already. I kind of like this. I mean, I like the fact that you have a lot of things to think about. I don't like the fact that you can see where the ball stops when it rolls. And I don't like that you have to press 2, sometimes 3 buttons at once to do something as like weirdly basic as a short like ground pass. But then again, pressing A will be the most crucial way to release the ball, which is the push ball, which push ball sounds like not a pass, but just a weird like give mechanic. I don't know, it sounds weird. I thought this was going to be the main way to pass, as it kind of looked that way. But yeah, this is already kind of confusing, but also interesting. But we're just gonna have to wait until they release the push ball clip. So other than these clips, you also have a few gameplay clips that they have released on their channel, which I would like to look at. Maybe by looking at these clips, we will be able to maybe put it all together, what we've analyzed here in this video, and actually see these mechanics in action in an actual match. So let's watch these few clips that they have recently released on their channel. That was the lob. I guess another lob pass. Not enough spin on that ball there. Alright, so let's analyze this clip real quick and then let's go to the next one. So here he's using the movements, which is something they haven't gone in depth with yet. But there we go, we see the ground pass. This is where he uses, I mean, let's use PlayStation controllers for now. He's using the square pass to get the ball across to his teammate here. This pass happens, it goes behind the player. He used the modifier here, as we can tell. He used the R1 modifier to get the ball high up towards his teammate. I think here, it's an R... We don't see any lines, but I think this is the push ball. I really think this is the push ball mechanic here at play, where the game kind of takes control. And here you see him shoot the ball with the bend mechanic to the bottom right, which is weird because he is aiming at the... Okay, no, yeah, okay. So he kind of is aiming at the top right, then putting the bend on it, but it's not bending well enough. Kind of interesting. Alright, let's watch that again. Watch it again. He's using the push mechanic here. You saw that? That's the push mechanic. I'm almost 100% certain. And there misses the shot. Alright. Again, I think that's the push mechanic. Maybe it's the lob mechanic, but without the lines on the ground. Yeah, so and here another shot with a bend on it. Yeah, so this person is already aiming at the left side of the goal with the bend on it and it still lands there. So I am still questioning, should you aim outside the goal and put a bend on it or not? This is something that with gameplay will be more obvious, but watching these clips, they don't make much sense when watching the shooting mechanic. Yeah, here we sometimes don't see the lines. This could be because it's outside of your range, or it could be the push mechanic. It's really interesting. Yeah, you get the ball here, control, and then again, there we go. He shoots the ball behind in a lob format. This could be the X, this could be the square. This one is really interesting. So we don't see a line on the ground here. I think this is the push mechanic right here. I think this push mechanic, and that's just quickly releasing the ball and we'll see what happened. That's smooth, very funny. And then here, you can tell right here, crossing now. This person is not using any cross buttons, I think. This person is literally shooting the ball with a bend on it. There. So you can actually use shooting as a hard cross mechanic, which is interesting. That will actually, yeah, that actually adds a lot of thinking to the table for passing. So giving passes to your teammates is actually something you have to get good at. This is just not something that's a given, which I like. This shot is absolutely bonkers, by the way. It just back shoots, puts a top spin on it. Crazy. Yeah, that's the push mechanic. I think we're going to see more of that soon. How to assist. Again, I think this is the push mechanic. We don't see any lines. This could also just be gameplay. So yeah, just quick waves through, passes the ball. Yeah, so This defense is effortless right there. I hope it's gonna be more difficult. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, I am really hyped for this game. I cannot wait to get this game in my hands. If you would like to see more coverage of this game and of further updates, please let me know. I will definitely play this game if I get access to the beta. I will cover it and I will talk about the mechanics and see what the future of this game brings. This is a game that combines a lot of mechanics and sports that I really enjoy, which is football, and then just the thought of you being your own player on the field. That's just a game changer for me, and I've always been waiting for a game like this. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was very informative as well, and you're as hyped as me, and I will see you guys on the pitch. Ciao.